Good day guys, welcome to Trendy channel. So in today's tutorial, I'll be showing you guys how to create this beautiful, amazing wedding flyer. So first of all, big shout out to the designer of this flyer. We owe no credits to this flyer. We are just no replicating this video to show the possibilities that are available in this industry using phone. So big shout out to the graphic designer. Then secondly, if you want to get, there will be a link actually to get the materials, but there will be a code. A code will be required to unlock the material. So just pay attention to the screen. The code will display at different intervals of this video. All you need to do is to put the code together, then you go, then you unlock the link and you get your resources using this video. So let's dive into the tutorial. Then secondly, let me import the background. Then secondly, if you're coming, this is YouTube channel, or this is Trendy YouTube channel. So on this channel, what we actually do is we help people to recreate flyers and any kinds of flyer, church flyers, any kinds of flyer at all. So we help you to see the possibilities that are available. So the fact that you're using a phone is not a limitation actually. So that's what we do. And secondly, if you're still struggling with designing, then I have a course for you that will help you to guide you to know what to do, how to be creative, how to manipulate background, how to work on your picture before you use them, and the key things in graphic design. I have a course on that. So if you're interested, you can hit my DM and or work together. So let me bring the bubbles that you're seeing. It's gonna be a little bit quick. So if you're also wondering how I do get my materials for different flyers and the rest, that is also included in the course. So just hit my DM on WhatsApp. Write me on WhatsApp, then there we'll talk all over there. Okay, so let me centralize it now. We normally work with the original flyer while we create the original one. So let me reduce the size. Let this one be like a thumbnail for us. So the first thing we are going to bring is the image inside of it. So that's how do we bring in this image. So let me bring this image. So let me just give this little just this little advice. Not really an advice though, but I think it will really help a lot of persons on this journey. So before you start, okay, this is the image actually. So what I'll do now is I will reduce the size and we'll drop it at the middle, though we couldn't get the original one. So this is what I was able to get. So a lot of persons actually a lot of persons have been having questions like, how do I start my design, how do I do this, how do I do that? And the truth is, now before you start a design, there should be a concept that you've crafted of stairs, just like a skeleton without a head. I see. Now a skeleton without what? A head. So let's bring in our image layer. Don't work on everything. Everything is just a gradual process. So now before you start, let that be a skeleton without a head. Because if you start a job without having a little or without having no idea about it, it will take you time. And that's why you see people will be like, oh, I just sit on my system all through and I couldn't come up with anything. Yes, it's because you didn't actually thought of anything before you went to sit there. You just sat there and be like, okay, let me just try. No, at least get something, even if it's just I'm using human description now, for example. So even if it's just the hand or the finger, at least there should be something that, okay, this is what I have gotten. At least if you've gotten the head or the finger of anything, you can from there trace the remaining part of the body. So are you seeing? But some of us just go there blank and just sit on the system all through, and we expect magic to just happen. Some days it works and some days it will fail you actually. So to be on a safer side, to play safe, before you go your system, sit on your system, make sure you have something you've crafted that. So let me just pay attention. I'll also bring another tips in continuation of that. So let me position this here. Are we together now? Now let me check the other design again. Blinks words normie. So blinks. Let me put in the blinks. So let me say, if you're to design a wedding flyer, or sorry, a church flyer or anything, first of all you check the theme. What's the theme of this flyer? Because the theme in most cases determine your background. It determines in most cases. Now pay attention to, I said in most cases determine, but in most times it has always been the safer way. The team has always been a safer way of determining your background. So we'll place this here. So if you're talking about, okay, let me say we're talking about a worship program, a prayer program, at least now you've gotten a concept. Okay, this is what this thing is all about. Words. So we'll just reduce the size of this. So okay, this is what this thing is talking about. Then from there you create your background. Then now most times we are faced with challenges whereby your design or your details doesn't have description. It doesn't have direction. They just say design. So in that scenario now, what do you do? Know me. In that scenario now, what do you do? So you're left with a church team that hasn't, like, it doesn't have anything to hold on to and say, okay, this is what I'm trying to hold on to. Or something like, okay, let's just say you're giving a team like, for your sake I will come. Just like a statement like that. So let me bring in the ring. So at that point, what do you do? First, that's where your creativity comes out to play. At that point, that's where creativity comes out to play as a graphic designer. So now you should know that this statement now was made by Jesus. That's the first thing you should know. And that's why designing is beyond a profession, especially when it has to do with church flyer and the rest. It's beyond a profession. It requires spirituality also. I told people that there's nothing on earth that doesn't have the spiritual aspect of it. So when you're designing, you're not just designing because it's just a craft that gives me money. Yeah, that's true actually. But at the same time, if you fail to understand the spiritual aspect of what you're doing, there's a part of it that will pay for that. So at that scenario, okay, this statement was made by Jesus Christ, something like that. Now the reason I say as if I'm focusing on church flyer design is because that's one of my major roots here. So I've been on that spot for years now. So all we need to do is to change the color to white. Are we together now? Then let's put the date. So let me quickly copy this, put the date. So the date is 17 July. Sorry, 7 July. So just reduce the size and put it here. So if you need more ways to save stress yourself during design, just hit my DM and register for my course, and from there I will guide you from start to finish the things that you need. you know i I saw something online which made my day one of these days. I was listening to something and the man said something. He said invest in yourself is actually what a work of faith. And that's true. Now most times you be like, this money is too much, oh. But at the same time, you need it for your personal growth. None of us got here by mistake. All of us you're seeing, everybody you're seeing today at the top actually did something that brought them to that point. So for it to also get to that point, also you must also do something. So let me check what was here. Okay, I didn't really see that clearly, so I will just replace it with another word. Let me use the name of my channel, Trending Wood. So just imagine that the little you knew has brought you this far. Then imagine when you add more to what you knew already. That means you go beyond where you are currently. So you see the whole thing. So investing in yourself should not be something you should be, contemplating about. It should be something that you must do. It is something that you say, okay, I must do this thing. So let's leave that like that, then change the size of this one. Now I want to make that font big, so I'll type on style. I'll tap on this B to make it bold. Are you seeing? Then if I don't like the font, I can as well go to my font and bring out my favorite font. And my favorite font is Satoshi, as seen in that spot. Then I will drop it here like this. So now do you see now that this design is actually simple? It just requires thinking, think before you start. Create a structure, that's just the requirement. Then I'll create another shape. Now I want to blend it just the way it is being shown in that design. Tap here. Now if you've been following me, you will notice that this thing I'm about to do is one of the things I do regularly. So I'll tap on here, make it to be transparent, bring it in, then I'll tap on here. Okay, let me leave that like that so that you see how I want to do it now. Then I'll bring it in a little bit. Then I'll adjust it. Drag it so that it will fit in everywhere. Then I will drop it here. Then I will now change the color to white. But I'll bring it down a little bit like this. Are you seeing? Then there I can write save the date as shown or as seen in that flyer. So I'll write save the date. Then what do we do next? Now I'll change the color to black. Then I will drag it. That's spacing. Try to space out the text. Then I will reduce the size to bring, one of the beauty of spacing is hidden in what reduction of size. Then I will drop it at the bottom part of the man's feet. Are you seeing? So kindly subscribe, share this video with your friends, hit my DM to get the course. See you guys in my next tutorial.